Hi, I'm Angel Romero, and again, I'm very happy to be here at the Guitar Salon International with among my friends for so many years. And I'm holding here a very historical instrument, which is, to me anyway, I've said before that my collection are sort of like my children to me, because sometimes I go and I open up a case and it opens up. It's like each instrument is like a book. You know, each one tells me a different story. They're all about include me in it and my concerts, but each one of them have a different story. This one is very special because Fleta, the Fletas are very dear gentlemen, you know, Francisco and Gabriel Fleta, the sons of the great Fleta, and great themselves. I went in 1992, I was touring in Munich, in London, everywhere, and I went to Barcelona. And there, of course, what do you do in Barcelona? If you know them, you go see the Fletas. So we then went to their house and had dinner and whatever, and then I stayed there. Then the next day, I was leaving, I don't remember, for some other place, Germany or France or whatever, and I went to the shop, and there was, I looked around, and there was a couple of sprues even of their father and stuff, and beautiful. But I said, Gabriel, do you have any, and Paco, do you have any cedar? They said, yeah. They made a joke. They say, yeah, in the other room there's a bunch of cedar wood. You can go take some home. But no, and I said, no, don't be obnoxious. I want a guitar of cedar. So there was a guitar, finished, beautiful, on top of the workbench and stuff. And there was some packing cartons and stuff next to it. So I went up to it, and I looked at it, and I said, oh my God, that's a beautiful, can I play it? And they both looked at each other and said, yeah, of course. So I started to play it, and it was just, I was overwhelmed. It was beautiful. So I said, and they had a waiting list of about 11 years. I mean, it was ridiculous. I threw myself in their mercy, and I said, could I have this instrument? And they looked at each other, and they didn't want to say no, but they said, I'm sorry, Angel, but this instrument is going to quite a fine concert guitarist in Italy. And I said, oh, you know, I was disappointed. And I said, oh, are you sure? And they said, yes, he's been waiting for over 10 years for this. And I said, okay, and the box, and they showed me the box, already had the address and the name of the fellow, which I won't mention. So then I left the shop, the immediate part where the guitar was laying on the bench, and something made me go back, and I looked at it, and just being silly, I gave it a kiss on the head here, and I said, adios. Disappointed, you know, but trying to make fun of it, and I gave the guitar a kiss, and the two Fletas were looking, and so I left Barcelona, and I did the remainder of the tour. Then I went home to California, and I received a letter, and they said, we have a surprise for you. La Princesa, the princess, will be arriving very soon for you. And I said, La Princesa? And he says, yes. The letter continued, because we didn't have the heart to send this to Italy, away from you, because you were the prince, and you woke up the princess with a kiss. So that was the story. And this is the princess. This is the guitar, then brings me back all those memories. Now you can see why I kissed it. It's really fantastic. I'll kiss it again.